Talking about itty-bitty, it's Morgan Williams. She had a career-high 41 points in that win over Baylor, and she did it with a heavy heart, as 3 years ago to the day on that weekend, her stepfather passed away. She didn't let that get her down, as she put the Bulldogs on her back and took them to the Final Four.
We live for moments like this, to back-to-back lead changes, and we just know we got to have a run. Like, when they have a run, we got to make a run. We got to get stops, and we said once we make our run, we got to get stopped and keep running from there, and I feel like we did that.
People doubt her as a point guard just because how small she is, and they're not valid in that, and I love the way she plays, and she was just awesome tonight.
When you just see her going, just like give her the ball, just see we can't stop her, so just keep giving her the ball. So to see her have a game like this is amazing.
Well, I know tonight she got my assist up, so how many I have? I had 6. Yeah, 6.
That's a career high.
I'll take that. I'm super proud of her. She's my point guard. We together a whole nother year. I don't know about them two down there, but I'm happy to have her.
Morgan rooms with Blair. She's at my house probably more than anybody on the team. So she's very, very special to Holly and I. And, you know, she's obviously very special to Blair. So it's, yeah, it's tough sometimes for kids, but I thought she bottled it up nicely today and really played to an audience of one.
And the national media has gotten a hold of Morgan Williams' story. ESPN anchor Scott Van Pelt tweeted this last night after the win to Morgan Williams on Twitter. "Congrats on tonight. I'm moved by your story. I lost my pop in college too. The love never goes away. I promise." Very, very cool. And in the wee hours of Monday morning, well, that's this morning, Mississippi State returned to Starkville, greeted by a couple hundred Bulldog fans with cowbells ringing as the Dallas Dogs were home. Following their win over Baylor in the Oklahoma City Regional Final, head coach Vic Schaefer and players stuck around until about 2:30, 2:45 a.m., taking photos, signing autographs, giving out plenty of hugs and high fives to fans that stayed around. Morgan Williams became the most popular player with a line waiting to have her John Hancock. Despite being exhausted after a grueling night, Hail State Hoops was still all smiles.
These people here tonight, I mean, it's what makes Mississippi State so special. These fans, our student body, it's really a unique and special place, and I couldn't be more proud to be the coach here.
It's just amazing to have the best fans in the world, you know. It's almost 2 a.m. and they're out here supporting us.
I don't know, I still feel like I'm dreaming. I feel like I can sleep tonight, I don't know. Well, yeah, it's really exciting.
And the excitement needs to be ramped up because guess who the Bulldogs are playing in the Final Four? That's right, UConn, the team that beat them last year in the Sweet 16 by 60, roughed up Oregon to the tune of 38 points tonight, as the Huskies have now made it to 10 straight Final Fours, and MSU will get a crack at taking down the Huskies once more and shocking the world. If this happens, this would be an earth-shaking win for the Bulldogs. We believe they can do it. Your schedule for Friday in the Final Four, the Bulldogs will have the nightcap. 9 p.m. tip time between the Bulldogs and the Huskies on ESPN. Hey, we got 2 SEC teams in the women's Final Four, by the way. South Carolina defeated Florida State tonight, so it'll be the Gamecocks and the Cardinal. They'll have the early game at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN. So get pumped, get hyped. The women's Final Four is all set. And our men's Final Four is also set as well. Hey, speaking of South Carolina, crazy stuff. The men's and women's teams from South Carolina are both in the Final Fours. The men outlasted Florida 77-70 on Sunday night to make it into the men's Final Four. And, well, there's another Carolina that'll be joining them. North Carolina, nearly Kentucky, made it the second SEC team in the Final Four. Malik Monk's three here tied it with 7 seconds left, but the unsung hero is Luke May, who hits the game winner with 0.3 seconds left to send the Tar Heels to the Final Four. So North Carolina will play Oregon in one of the games in the men's Final Four, and the other game will feature Gonzaga and South Carolina. One more news note we want to pass along to you. Smithfield Junior softball player Priscilla Keebler was airlifted after her game tonight as she was in a collision at second base. She's currently undergoing procedures to determine what came down from her seizures, but she has no bleeding, no swelling on her brain, and she has no neck or spinal injury, so that is good news. We'll continue to follow her updates on Twitter. We'll let you know if anything comes of it. And